Go ahead.
Wow, thank you to Barnard Magnet Mandarin Elementary School's fourth grade student performers who prepared an artistic dance inspired by traditional Chinese line dance, a lively and symbolic art form often performed during Lunar New Year and other important celebrations. The line dance is believed to bring good luck and joy to the community. Through this energetic and colorful dance, these students honor the spirit of unity, strength, and cultural pride that the lion represents. It is a reflection of both their Mandarin language learning and their deepening appreciation for Chinese culture. Let's give them another round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia Chaudhry, and I am from Marshall Middle School.
And I am Hindela Cruz from Morris High School, and we would like to welcome you to the second annual San Diego Unified School District Asian Pacific Islander Desi American Heritage Month celebration and flag raising. Also, happy APIDA Heritage Month and International Workers' Day.
Thank you so much for attending this celebration. And to start, we wanted to explain the theme of this year's flag raising event. Many people, many voices together. We believe that this theme perfectly expresses the idea of APIDA and how APIDA includes a diverse range of communities and cultures across Asia and the Pacific region. With this event, we hope to feature the student voices of APIDA across the San Diego Unified School District to celebrate these cultures and start APIDA Heritage Month right. Onto the flag.
The flag design was inspired by my peers in the Asian American Pacific Islander Studies class at Morris High School, reflecting on our personal and family immigration stories to San Diego/Kumeyaay land. The design merges elements from two group ideas. It features hands cradling water with a boat, honoring shared journeys of Asian Pacific Islander and Desi American communities through numerous waves of immigration in American history. As we celebrate these journeys, we also acknowledge that they unfold on Kumeyaay land, home to the original caretakers whose enduring presence remind us that all migration stories take place within a deeper, ongoing story of Indigenous stewardship. The acronym APIDA is filled with the word unity in 27 languages, representing AAPI ethnic groups in San Diego County. It reflects the students' recognition of the vast diversity within APIDA communities, while also conveying a vision of unity and solidarity. I would now like to pass this on to my partner, Alicia, to start off our speeches right.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, what a fantastic crowd. I'm Alicia, and I'm super excited to be your MC for the APIDA Heritage Flag Raising event. This celebration means a lot to me, especially as an Indian American. Growing up, I've enjoyed the best of both worlds. From going to India and celebrating Diwali to movie nights with my friends. It's a unique blend of cultures that has shaped my identity and made me proud of who I am. I became a member of the APIDA board at the start of this school year, and it has been a fantastic experience for me as a sixth grader. The APIDA board is a student-driven organization that raises awareness, ensures representation, and celebrates Asian Pacific Islander Desi American cultures and communities within the San Diego Unified School District. Taking part in organizing this event has also been an incredible opportunity for me. It's taught me so much about teamwork, creativity, and leadership. I've learned how to collaborate with others, share ideas, and navigate challenges along the way, like trying to decide on the perfect theme that everyone loves, which is no easy feat. But it all's been worth it to create this wonderful celebration. When we share our cultures and stories, it's like mixing a giant bowl of ice cream with all the best toppings, but together they create something sweet and exciting. I'm looking forward to even more great events in the future, like a potluck where everyone brings their best dishes. I can also picture a talent show filled with fantastic performances and those classic moments that keep us laughing, like someone owning the stage or accidentally tripping over the stool. Thank you all for being here today. Let's raise our flag sky high. You all rock.
Thank you, Alicia, for starting us off with a speech detailing her experience as an Indian American and her contributions to her community since joining the SDUSD APIDA board. I'd now like to introduce Eric Chen from Barnard Mandarin Magnet Elementary School, where students learn both Mandarin Chinese and the Chinese culture.
Hello everyone, buenos dias a todos, 大家好. My name is Eric Chen and my Chinese name is Chen Yanzu. My grandfather gave me my Chinese name when I was born, which means always remember and appreciate my ancestors who immigrated and tried to survive in a new country. My Chinese name makes me recognize the importance of the Asian Pacific Islander Desi American Heritage Celebration. Since the 1970s, the month of May has been recognized as a time to celebrate Asian culture, people, heritage, and history. For those of you who want to know how the celebration started, it began when the first group of Japanese immigrants arrived in the United States in May 1843 to seek better job opportunities and a better life. In May 1869, the Transcontinental Railroad was completed, which was made possible by the hard work of Chinese laborers. I was born into a biracial family consisting of a Taiwanese father and a Mexican mother. At home, I speak English and Spanish. I have also been very fortunate to learn Chinese at Barnard Mandarin Magnet Elementary School since UTK. Over the past 7 years, I have learned to speak and write in Chinese. In addition, I have learned Chinese traditions, which deepens my appreciation of my culture and all the contributions from the Asian Pacific Islander Desi American communities. Thanks to Barnard Elementary School, I can speak Chinese with my close friends and relatives. Barnard Elementary has also taught me a third language, which is very important to me. Barnard 的小学有很多好老师，我很喜欢我的中文老师和英文老师，刘老师和 Miss Estrella 老师，他们教了我很多知识。谢谢刘老师和 Miss Estrella 老师。当我去中国的时候，我想去长城，我也想吃很多好吃的东西。There are many cultural celebrations, such as the Lantern Festival, Chinese New Year, and Dia de los Muertos, which is also known as Day of the Dead. My favorite cultural celebration is Chinese New Year. Even though I don't celebrate it every year, I enjoy spending time with my family, eating a lot of good food, and welcoming the new year when I celebrate Chinese New Year. Cuando visite México, quiero conocer las pirámides del Sol y la Luna en Teotihuacán y comer mi comida favorita, como churros y tacos. También quiero jugar con mis primos cuando esté en México. In conclusion, I believe the Asian Pacific Islander Desi American Month is significant for celebrating Asian culture and also encourages people to stop anti-Asian hate in our country. Thank you, everyone. Gracias a todos. 谢谢大家.
He's so talented. Now we would like to transition into a performance by Krenn Organization of San Diego. KOSD is an ethnic community-based organization serving refugees from Burma resettled in San Diego. In fact, San Diego is a new home for more than 2,000 refugees from Burma, and Krenn is one of the main ethnic groups from Burma. KOSD's youth dancers practice twice a week to continue preserving the beautiful and traditional Krenn culture here in the U.S. With the hopes of passing it down to the next generations, their dance performance is titled We Are Brothers and Sisters from students at Euclid Elementary, Ibarra Elementary, Fay Elementary, Marshall Elementary, and Barnard Elementary School.
là mùa ở sự phố đi là mùa đầu leo lòng trong bờ đi có ở dài rất lại lý lo ở lại vì cô bay ngân dù dài
bao trái thơ cho xa trái bố lơ là mùa lơ sự là bà ô mô mô cha bù quê cô gà cha nhà nu lọp tì sơ mô mô lu đà hi sơ mô mô lu đà ba đi ba cái pa ba đi cái pa ba cha ma lâu ya cha phu quê lo cô gà quê ba tuy lo chi cha ba na ma lâu ma thật tuyệt trong chú cô gà Hati thi la mue hai ya đi la mue sự phố đi la mue đâu liao lo cho về chỉ khao ai ai xa khai lý lo ở la tì cô ba nhớ châu ya
sự tuy tâu đó yêu các thi cha sẽ ghé đau đi lỡ là mù trong mù nóng tờ tuổi bờ sơ ê mãi ta không cũng đi ở cha mà sự mò thâu vì qua
thật sự mù ma lô đà ba đi ba cái pa ba đi cái pa ba cha ma lâu ya cha phu quê lo cô gà quê ba tuy lo chi cha ba na ma lâu ma thật tuyệt trong chú cô gà ba na ý lâu mà chú mò thâu đi qua
What a wonderful performance! They're so cute. Let's give them another round of applause. We will now invite two Gage Elementary School speakers. Third grade Maya and Rowan UT Scott, who prepared speeches detailing their Chamorro heritage.
Half a day or hello. My name is Rowan. My pronouns are he, him, el. I attend to Gage Elementary and I'm in 4th grade. Today I'm going to share a little bit about my identity. I mix with Filipino and European. Just a couple facts about Filipinos. 4.4 million live in the USA and 38% of us live in California. I'm going to share about a Filipino hidden figure named Philip Veracruz. Philip was born in the Philippines like my grandpa in the early 1900s when the Philippines were a U.S. Commonwealth. Philip left the Philippines as a single man or a manong to work a low-wage job in the United States. In my opinion, these men were treated badly. Can you believe in 1930 there were racist laws that did not allow him to date or marry anyone white? As a matter of my fact, if my white mommy lived in that time, she would have technically broken that rule. Philip worked hard in the grapevine fields for only $8 a day. Philip and other Filipinos played an important role in the fight for farmers' rights. Philip was the highest-ranking Filipino as the vice president of the largest farmers' union called the UFW. He worked hard with Dolores Huerta and Cesar Chavez to improve the living and working conditions. Philip also helped establish a retirement home for the Manong elderly. Philip Vera Cruz is best known for saying the most important thing is getting people together. I think he said this because he believed no matter what your ethnicity, we should work together to make working conditions and the U.S. a better place for everyone. At first, when I read the history of Philip Vera Cruz, it made me sad and angry that Filipinos were treated this way in the U.S. However, I am proud to know that Filipinos played a significant role in the California's farmers' rights. I want to continue to learn more about my Filipino culture. My family is planning a trip to the Philippines and Guam next year. I'm looking forward to this because I want to eat the food, go to where my mama's family was born, and see the beauty of the islands and people. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maia. My pronouns are she, her, ella. I go to Gage Elementary and I'm in 4th grade. My mama is Filipina and Guamanian, and my mommy is European white. My donor was Filipino, so I identify as a mixed Filipina, Asian, and Pacific Islander with European white in me. I want to tell you about my favorite Filipino author, Liana Romulo, who wrote a book retelling Filipino fables, myths, and fairy tales. Liana was born in the Philippines like my grandfather. She received her degree in English from Columbia University and wrote one of my favorite fables. She has also written many other children's books with stories about different Asian cultures. Today I will share with you the short version of a Filipino story by Liana Romulo called The Magic Lake. Once upon a time, there was a poor man named Pedro in the woods cutting trees. Pedro was swinging his axe to cut the tree when his only blade flew off and into the lake. He dove into the lake and he could not find his only blade. Then out of nowhere, a fairy came out of the water with her beautiful long hair to her ankles and said, "I will go find your blade." The fairy found a blade and said, "Is this your silver blade?" Pedro thought and said, "If I take that blade, I will be rich," but that would not be honest. So he said, "No, that's not mine." The fairy went back in the water and came up with a pure gold blade, and she asked him if it was his. He replied, "No, that is not mine either." The fairy dove again and found his rusty old blade. He shouted, "Yes, that is mine." Pedro took it, and then the fairy said, "Here, you can have the gold and silver ones." Pedro said, "No, those might belong to someone else." She said, "No, I made them for you because you are an honest person." Pedro took the blades home and told his family the story. His neighbor heard Pedro's story about getting silver and gold blades from a fairy at the lake. The neighbor Lito went to the forest and brought his 2 axes. He swung his axe and the first blade went into the lake. He swung it again and the second blade went into the lake. Lito pretended to cry and the fairy came to him. She asked, "Are these your gold and silver blades?" He shouted, "Yes, those are mine." The fairy dropped both blades back into the lake and she said, "You are not a nice man. You only care about yourself." Then he started crying for real because he lost both of his blades and went home with nothing. The main ideas of the story are to be honest and trustworthy instead of greedy and selfish. I connect to this story because the fairy has beautiful long hair like me, and my hair is an important part of my culture. Also, being honest and trustworthy are values that my Filipino culture has taught me. Being honest and trustworthy are good because if you are not, you will not be a good person or a nice friend. Other themes in the Filipino culture that I have learned from my family and Liana Romulo are teamwork is the best, kindness is a gift you can give to others, and finally my family is the most important thing to me. Thank you. Bye.
Wow, that was well said, and I agree, it is important to be honest. I also want to visit the Philippines. This time, a showcase of Polynesian dances by Mesa, the Morse Islander Association, to the tune of Kata Kata Mai, a fusion of an operima, and a break with an otea.
Kata-kata mai, ola tawag ye, manayo tihiva, lulu matamali mata-mata mai, tula tawag ye, hangale tihiva, lulu matamali mimita tehiva,
lulu hakamali
no pati, tolo pati, pati-pati, malulu no pati, tolo pati, pati-pati, malulu
lulu hakamali
Mesa never fails to make it all better. Thank you so much, Mesa. To transition from such an incredible performance by the Morris High School Mesa program, we will now bring our attention to 4 Ericson Elementary student speakers, Aradhana, Florin, Richie, and Mia.
Hello everyone, my name is Mia Almanza and I'm honored to be here today to share a little about myself. I'm half Japanese. My mom is from Japan and my dad is American. Being half Japanese has given me a chance to experience life in 2 different cultures. I get to speak 2 languages, enjoy different traditions, and even get to travel between San Diego and Japan to visit family. I go to Japanese school every Saturday to keep up with the language. It's not always easy, but I know it's important. I also help translate sometimes, which makes me feel helpful and connected to others. One thing I've learned is that Japanese culture is about fitting in, being part of a group, and thinking of others. In American culture, we celebrate our individuality and sharing our own ideas. I think having both helped me understand other cultures and makes me a more open-minded person. Sometimes it's hard to explain, but I know being different is mostly a good thing. Being who I am makes me diverse. Being half Japanese makes me proud. I love that part of myself. I'm proud to be Asian and I'm proud to be American, but most of all, I'm proud to be me. Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Richie, and this is my presentation on my identity. Right now, what my identity means to me is a connection to my Chinese culture. For example, sometimes I go to China, and every time I'm just shocked at how much the cities have grown. Another part of my Chinese identity is my food. You all know about some Chinese food, I'm sure, but I'm going to talk about what is at the heart of almost every Chinese meal. The number 1 food is rice. Rice is so important that we eat it at almost every meal. Practically everyone around the world knows rice. However, number 2 is the surprise in every bite of food. Coming in number 2, dumplings. Dumplings are like a surprise gift to food. You can put anything in a dumpling and it will taste good. Pork, shrimp, veggies, probably not jelly beans, though I wouldn't blame you for trying. There are more great Chinese dishes, but it will take too long to tell you now. This concludes my presentation on my identity. Thank you all for coming.
Hello, I am Florin Labok and I am a proud Filipino. Today, I will discuss my unique culture and why the Philippines is special. We Filipinos are interesting people with a unique culture. The Philippines is a beautiful country and a tropical island with so much history. Some famous historical facts about the Philippines are that it was conquered by 3 nations in the past, but is still standing to this day. The famous countries that tried to conquer the Philippines were Spain, the United States, and Japan. But Filipinos didn't give up and fought for their country. There are many reasons why the Philippines is an extraordinary country. One reason being the food. The food is on another level in the Philippines. The food has unique tastes with bold blends. Our food balances sweet, sour, and salty flavors like the famous adobo. Another reason are the attractions. The Philippines has many beautiful beaches and is also known for its many malls. It is truly a beautiful place to visit. The last reason are its people. Filipinos are friendly and kind people, and they are happy even with the little they have. I love being around them. We Filipinos love to be together, as we say in our language, mas masaya pag sama-sama, meaning it is happier when we are all together. My culture is special because we Filipinos are Filipino and we are proud to be Filipino. Salamat po at mabuhay, meaning thank you and long live.
Did you know that Hinduism's ancient name is Sanatana Dharma, meaning eternal way of life? Hi, my name is Aradhana and I am from the land of temples, also known as India. Today I will explain a few unique facts about my culture. 1. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam Asi is the fundamental truth of all Upanishads of Hinduism. It translates to, I am the divine, and you are that. 2. The world's first and second longest epic poem is Mahabharata and Ramayana, 2 Indian poems that are often mistaken to be mythology but are history. 3. Interestingly, the bridge that Lord Rama and his army constructed about 7,000 to 18,000 years ago to connect India and Sri Lanka still exists today. 4. India ranks 4th in the world for the number of languages spoken, being 453 living languages. I enjoy watching colorful fireworks with my family to celebrate Diwali and eating spicy food with my family. I would like to conclude by saying, light within me honors and bows the light within you. Namaste.
Wow, I've learned so much of everyone's identity. And hear me out. Jelly beans in dumplings? Now that's something you don't hear every day, but I'd love to try it. I'm so excited to bring up another speaker from the APIDA Student Board. Please give it up for our speaker from San Diego High, Nikhil Pletner Booker.
Hi, Hi everyone. I'm Nikhil Pletner Booker. I was asked to speak about how I identify, what that means to me, and why it matters. But answering that question isn't simple. My identity, like many of ours, is layered and evolving. You see, I come from a 2-mom family, one African American, raised in Arizona by parents from the South, and the other white, a proud Midwesterner from Iowa. And the heritage of my biological father, who helped my mom start our family, is South Asian. When I was little, I used to say my sister and I are half Indian and half Iowan. I've learned that my identity isn't just about where you're from or what boxes you check. It's about the communities you're shaped by, the stories you carry, and the cultures you feel at home in. The fact that I'm mixed already impacts the complexity of my identity. But if you also take into account the fact that I'm not raised in an Indian community, and I'm raised in an extended family that has steeped me in black and white cultural traditions alike, you start to see how difficult it is for me to answer the question, how do you identify? And I don't think the complexity of my identity is particularly unique. I think everyone has had multiple cross-cultural influences that shape who they are and how they see themselves. For example, in preschool, my mom sent me to a Spanish immersion school where kids and families shared a variety of mixed heritage traditions, including from Central and South American worlds. I also practiced an Afro-Brazilian martial art called capoeira since I was 6, and our community is strong, extending across the Americas. I cherish all of these different communities, both the ones I just listed, as well as the ones I'm exposed to just within my family. I feel a part of them, and I value the relationships I have formed through them. Whenever we speak of how we identify, we often try to boil all of our experiences into a singular category. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying any of this in an attempt to critique multi-ethnic experiences. Actually, I'm trying to express the opposite. Our identities are complex. We all have various intersections between different experiences, and we are shaped through many communities. I identify as Asian American, but also as a capoeirista and a lover of 60s R&B. I think that we develop multicultural identities through the people we meet and the places we visit. I think that complex identities foster an international mindset and allow us to understand the issues of our day through a sophisticated lens. Celebrations, such as this one, which promote the exposure of individuals to different people/communities they haven't met or experienced before, helps to make our identities more diverse. When we become part of multiple communities, we understand the struggle of people better and appreciate the customs and values other cultures bring. Here we can build networks that create more complex identities, and we can foster a forum where multiple viewpoints and cultures can be exchanged. We have an opportunity here to create a mutual feeling of respect and admiration towards one another. Thank you.
Thank you to my fellow student APIDA board member, Nikhil. For our final performance today, we would like to welcome Hoover High School Show Choir, directed by Filipino-American musical director Mark Gonzalez. Please welcome them as they sing their way into closing up this celebration by singing songs of Disney heroes. Wow, that was amazing, Hoover High School. To begin wrapping up this celebration and flag raising, I would like to conclude with a symbolic gesture used in many social justice and ethnic studies spaces called Isang Bagsak. I was first introduced to this unity clap around 3 years ago in the summer entering my first year in high school by my longtime teacher and mentor, Brian Batugo. Mind you, this was around the time schools were transitioning from Zoom classes to in-person classes. A year back into school, and even I had to admit that I felt reserved and disconnected from my peers at school and after-school programs. But entering an ethnic studies space was different, and it allowed me to connect with a diverse range of people as we were reminded by a ritual that we would close off our lessons with, Isang Bagsak. This translates to one fall, and more importantly, unity and solidarity among us all. By closing off this program with this act of solidarity, I hope to emphasize the idea behind many people, many voices together. Alicia, Brian, and I will demonstrate the Isang Bagsak Unity Clap to those who are unfamiliar, and then I will invite you all, whether you know it or not, to join us for this Unity Clap to demonstrate APIDA solidarity in our San Diego Unified School District community.
Actually, we're just going to do it together. It all begins with a slow clap. It'll go faster and faster, and we'll say Isang Bagsak. We'll clap together one time, okay? Ready? Follow us. Isang Bagsak! Good job. Oh, he's trying to make the announcement. Group picture.
Can everyone please go to the front of the flagpole for a final group photo? Thank you.
Come over, come over. Everyone come.
1, 2, 3.